Ahmet Keser is an associate professor of political science and international relations at Hasan Kalyoncu University. Always a pleasure to have you on, Ahmet. The Constitution states that the elections had to happen or have to happen before the 18th of June. Are you surprised that the government hasn't used as much time as possible?
Already, as President explained, it might be on the 14th of May as planned earlier, because before also President Erdogan declared that around 10 March he should have expected to explain, but after the disaster there was some suspicious approach that if it can be held or not. But I think Turkey has a long-standing election experience. And when we look at the history, for example, even in the independence war, Turkey could conduct elections and the Turkish Great National Assembly parliamentarians were elected. Some of them came from the previous Ottoman parliament and the rest came from here. So I think to prevent a second disaster on the economics, it is good to have the elections in time, on time. So that is a good explanation, I think.
Logistically, what sort of challenges do you see because of the earthquakes?
Good question. I think the most problematic issue is the people who have been already moved to other cities for security reasons. This can be compensated by having their applications to figure out where they want to use their votes. So I think the electorate list should be updated very fast by using the e-government applications as well, because in this digital era, it's easy for those who have been moved to other cities as well. But for those who stay in the tents or other kind of temporary shelters in the region, they should be supported by some technical devices, GSM operators, etc. And when this infrastructure is totally constructed, I think the High Supreme Election Council should receive all the applications and all the people should be able to use their votes in the locations where they want to use it. So this may have some logistical problems initially, but after having the final issue and updating the lists, these electorate boards can be constructed accordingly. And I think it can be done. We have enough time for that, I think.
The opposition in Turkey, Ahmet, doesn't even have a candidate for president. Why are they delaying so long? They don't have much time to prepare. And once they have their candidate, that's the only time that they're really going to be able to start campaigning.
For sure. I think today it might be expected to have the name of candidate. Normally, we know that, for example, in American elections, the campaign of the next election starts just after the current election. So it is really late, but that's, of course, their option and choice. I think there is a problem on the consensus of the name, actually. Maybe that's why it is delayed till this time. But I think when we learn after the president's explanation, they will hurry up as well, because they do not have too much time. They should have started their campaign as well for weeks.
Ahmet, just finally, for the people who live in southeastern Turkey and in those 11 provinces which have been directly affected by the earthquakes, how much do you think their vote might be conditioned or affected by what the government does in those 11 provinces between now and May the 14th, when people go to cast their ballots?
Normally, in the normal situations, we know that, for example, in economic issues, the voters have a 3-month of a memory. But this is a very outstanding, let's say, circumstances. And under these circumstances, of course, if they see efficient efforts from the government side, it may have a positive impact on the votes again. But maybe the questioning the first 2-3 days of the earthquake The area, 11 provinces and more than 10,000 villages affected. And so the late rescue operations or not seeing all the, let's say, organizations of the state in the first day in there might have a negative impact on the voters' choice as well. So we will see how the parties will act on this one and how they may be able to combine all these results and lessons learned with their election campaign. Because the lessons learned, hot wash up, and after action review should be conducted very rapidly. And also when the electorate see, they will, of course, measure both sides' projects for the future. And this will be very effective in the voters' choice, I think.
Ahmet Keser, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks for having me.